So we've got air raid and
Okay.
slipstream. The range has been reduced from 30 to 25. I think the point of sort of using them from the launch pad was a bit bammy.
Well, the thing about him though is he doesn't do much on his own. I mean, you
Mm,
still had to have somebody in range to do the damage.
his range was ridiculous, though. It was a lot.
Yeah, it was.
So
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that
yeah,
change. I
I
don't.
don't mind it. I mean, the biggest problem, like I said, is the fact we'll get to smoke screen a bit later on that gas. So
Well, in fact, that it's probably going to help me with air raid because sometimes I'll forget to check to see if my gunner can hit the spot where I can drop air raid,
yeah,
and
true.
sometimes I drop air raid and then I can't hit it with anything, and it's kind of like a wasted ability. So
Mm.
I'm not even sure that's a nerf. That might be that might
Well, I
be a
know what you mean, but
buff.
then those that did use smoke screen. Obviously, smoke screen's range is ridiculous, so you can have
Oh,
them
that's
be out of
true.
range.
Yeah,
But with
with
smoke
smoke
screen
screen
getting
and
there,
warpath. Yeah,
but with smoke screen getting nerfed, then it's kind of nerfed to the whole strategy, I think. But yeah, Beachcomber obviously one of the biggest changes. All the cheers have gone. They'll just said it's a bit
no,
complicated. All the cheers were all
no
over the
more
show,
cheers
and
for you.
yeah, it's a bit all crazy. It was too much. So the hack pulse is now a single pulse on cast. That's it. So it would hack and hack again, hack again. So it's just one.
Hmm.
Um, the golden coating has been changed to coat yourself in gold, increasing health by X amount. So it still gets that extra health and all that. Gain a reflection shield, so it still reflects damage back. Reflecting X amount of damage, so 65% for the 5 star. Reapplies every 10 seconds. So what they mean by that is that Jazze removes shields. So rather than Jazze hitting him and just removing the shield and it gone, it
Mm-hmm.
now reapplies after 10 seconds.
Okay,
But his health has been reduced from 53,000 to 37,000.
that's it's quite a drop.
Yeah, I think, and I kind of agree though. There was too many times where he just pounding and pounding them, and I thought about this that a while back we tried combiners with like a 200% health as a Prime League war,
Unicron.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I can't. It might have been Unicron. It might have not been. I can't remember. It might have been Prime League. But we tested it. It might have been Unicron actually. Thinking about it, just see how difficult it was. And a lot of us just said it's not fun. Just stood there, just beating on a combiner. It's quite boring. And this is why I was kind of got from Beachcomber. Um, but I feel like because of the hack, it was actually pretty decent. The hack, I think the hack range increase. I think maybe on test. I think it was. Um, it says there the pulse duration DPS bonus scale by star rating. Yeah, but I remember him still being pretty decent when I tested him. Not as good, but still pretty good. I'll still give him an outpost, put it that way. So
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing more frustrating than you get all the way through the base and someone's got Beachcomber right up by the HQ and he pops out and you've got plenty of time left. Almost got a full team, and then everyone just dies
yeah,
battling
yeah,
Beachcomber right at the HQ,
it does
and it's
happen.
or you time out or whatever. It's so frustrating and
Yeah.
just yeah.
The biggest one I'm disappointed in, but I understand it, was Bluestreak and Wild Rider. The health debuff's been removed. For simple fact, it was causing people to crash at low levels. So it is what it is. And now reduce attack and movement speed by up to 30% for 20 seconds. And ability cost been changed from 5 plus 3 to 3 plus 4. But the damage been reduced by 500 because the tooltip was saying X amount is doing a bit more than what it should. How do you feel about the Bluestreak change?
I use Bluestreak right now, but honestly, if it turns out that he's not good anymore, I'll just throw a different gunner in there. I I really liked Bluestreak, but
Me too.
um, I don't know. I'm not going to boohoo about it. I mean, it is what it is, and if he all of a sudden isn't the one to use anymore, I'll find another one that'll do it.
I
You know
think
what
if
I
it,
needed
I
to
think it
do.
depends on
So
what you used him for. If you just used him for taking structures out, I feel like he'd still be good at that. If you use him on the shield gen to reduce the HP to make the shield gen and MDS easy to kill, then it's pretty useless.
Yeah.
Which is what I did. So I feel like I need to replace him, me personally, which is a shame. But next, Beast Wars Silbo and cost increase from 3+3 to 4+3. Dale sort of seen him as overpowered for what he did. I think this is more lower level. If you look at him in lower levels, it is scary what he does. Honestly, the amount of damage, like, just next time you're on your account, go, oh, you can do it right now. Go and look at Beast Wars Silbo, and we know that he can't one-shot in Prime League. But go and imagine, with those stats, he could one-shot. Think about, if he does 8k damage, think about the highest defense having 8k health. And then when you look at him, he's pretty scarily good. So I kind of feel it. So we'll put it this way: he's one of the few 4-stars I considered leveling for my team. Say them all. One of the few. I would put him in top 5 4-stars. I don't have a 5-star version, put it that way. Personally.
I haven't used them in a long time.
Very good. Big Daddy and Groundhog, their attack range has been reduced from 28 to 15.
Whoa.
This is because of the swoop glitch, where he goes off the pad and you can't target him. So what would happen, obviously, is you put swoop on the launch pad. Big Daddy would drop out mid-air, off the map, and would target your bots for the rest of the battle. Whereas now, with the 28 to 15 decrease, once your bots start walking away from him, you can still do that tactic, but once your bots start walking away, he will follow your bots, and then you can target him.
Yeah, I have noticed. I wasn't sure which combat it was, but I have noticed that one combat that would get off the map and be targeting my healers from behind, and there was nothing I could do to stop it.
Yeah, well, sadly, this is the only option, I feel. We have talked about other things as well, other options, but I don't know. It's up for debate. Concentrate on Lao Kaiser. So the hack is now countered by anti-hack. There's no longer super hack. What here? Not sure if it can still hack combiners though. Maybe. I don't know about that. But yeah, anti-hack stops the hack now.
Does that mean Liège stops it too?
Yes. Overload stops it. That's why I sort of said when I went from I thought it could be a good bot. That's the reason. But also no longer has a stealth passive. I really like that stealth passive, where he would disappear for a bit and the bots would walk off and then they start hitting your bots again. But he'd be hitting the gunners and the healers. So I thought that made him better in an outpost. So not sure about that. I don't think he needed that removal. I think it was good, but I don't know. Grapple and Dirtbag, the mine as part of the G1 now goes 30 seconds rather than 10. Because I kind of get Dale's point that dropping a mine every 10 seconds, that is his ability. Why was usability?
That's valid, yeah.
Yeah, every 10 seconds is quite a lot. So he had a choice really between nerfing the mine, so it's not like his normal mine, or make it every 30 seconds. So you get a free mine every 30 seconds now. It was a bit OP, every 10 seconds, but I think the bot itself needs a buff, but that G1 was a bit OP. So, yeah. Leo Prime, Predicate Inferno. So the speed buffs have just been the speed buffs that they give to your team and now been moved into ability 11 only. DPS decrease, range decrease, cost increase. Do you still feel like Leo Prime is viable? Top Wars?
I think so.
Is he on your team?
He's on my team. And we won't know obviously till these all go through. We can actually test them on the live server, but I'm still going to keep things the way they are after all this kicks in, and I'll just see, if all of a sudden I start struggling or dropping on bases that I normally beat, then I'll look at making changes. But I'm not panicking about anything till there's reason to.
Cool. True. Lightspeed and Iron Bison range reduction adjusted to 95%, because the problem was, and again, it's more of a fix than an nerf. What happened was Lightspeed would hit a bot and the bot would just walk at a defense, just walk at it, because it had 0 range. So because it has 0 range, it can't attack. So now it's giving it just 5% range. So no matter what bot it is, it goes into melee range. So it still does the same, but at least it will still attack rather than just walking at a defense, which looks stupid. So,
right.
I mean, some people said, yeah, but if you put his range out to 0, that kind of makes sense. Just walk at it. But it just looks a bit silly, doesn't it? So, I agree with that. So Optimus and T2 Megaton. So the range been decreased from 19 to 15. Cost increased to 7+3 from 7+2. The wider explosives are no longer there, but the fire lasts for 13 seconds, not 10. So the damage over time does 13 seconds. So it's kind of a nerf, but then it's kind of a buff, because then if you want to combo it with the acid, then it's there for around for longer. So this is the whole Skids thing. Remember that, where Skids came out and it lasted 10 seconds, everyone complained, and they made it 5 seconds, and people were complaining it burns too quick, then you can't combo it. Other people are happy with that because now it burns faster on its own. So depends which way you wanted to use it. So it's similar to this, really. You're not going to be right either way. But the fire lasts longer, which means it burns for longer, which means damage has been reduced, but it means you can combo it more. So, yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Ruination, remove water damage. I mean, that's standard because they replaced it with any cryo. God Sting, remove the tidal wave effects where you could use God Sting and tidal wave and stack it. That's been removed. But it now applies a 10-second disable an electric dot on charge. So, yeah, I think that just means it adds, like, it's a disable now rather than stun. Tidal wave no longer reduces building stats or extends disables, such as a combo again with itself. But it now grants a 40% absorption shield for 5 seconds. But the radius of the damage being decreased from 8 to 5. So more survivability, but less damage. I think that's the way they've gone with it. God Splitter has been halved in terms of damage. No explosions on disabled enemies, so it doesn't stack with anything else as well. I'm a bit disappointed in that. And the after death moves has been moved to the 5-star. What was the after death? Ability damage, was it?
Honestly, I don't even remember what the after death was.
4-star ability give you ability increase, I think. Ability damage increase on death. I think it did, didn't it?
Let me look them up. He is hiding. There he is. The God Splitter in the game right now. Send a shockwave that deals 7,440 damage to targets in a line TW affected / stunned. Enemies hit by this will release explosions that spread their effects. Once activated, allies will receive 40% ability damage increase for 12 seconds upon combiner's death. That was the God Splitter.
So what was that, like an after death again? Say again.
It says allies will receive a 40% ability damage increase for 12 seconds upon combiner's death.
Yeah. So that's been moved to the 5-star, right? So I think it's just more a reason to the 5-star. I did ask Dale about increasing the health of the hollows. Not sure if I've done that. Not in that though.
Yeah, it says Wrecker's Assault increased health and DPS of decoys.
Go. So although his survivability has been reduced and his damage, I think survivability is increased, damage decreased, hollows buffed. So, everyone's sort of saying about Ruination and God Neptune, but I think in some ways, I'm hopeful he's on an even keel in most respects, but he's not going to take out half the base like I did before. This is why I was saying about backdoors being maybe about the same, because you're not going to be able to take out as many defenses as you could before, But with obviously Springer getting that buff as well, that will help you a bit. And the minions getting a buff as well. We can distract defenses, whatever, for longer. So maybe it'll just evolve the way backdoors are used. So Track's a better idea than me, but
I don't know. This change is probably the one I'm most trepidatious about because I like Ruination. I like the way he is. So I'm interested to see what how it really turns out on the live server.
he did do a lot of damage though.
He did. That's why I liked
Maybe too much. Yeah. So Sea Spray Not to Punch. So actually, it looks like Sea Spray Not to Punch have had the nerf. Previously, this was doing way too much damage, and it was. So Dale said to me, Sea Spray Not to Punch doing way too much damage. I was like, no, don't be stupid. He's like, go and try it. And I've never tried it and really looked at the numbers. But it was starting off and it'd do like 4k damage, then we'd do 6k, then 8k, then 10k, then 12k, then 14k, and 80. It was taking out an MDS and one shot an MDS. But when you look at what the damage states, it was a lot lower. So I thought I said to Dale, yeah, listen, I agree with you. But I said, but you can't like smash the damage out of this. And he's actually put that in there. And he's put, it now deals damage that the tooltip says. Previously, this was doing way too much damage. We are currently monitoring this change once it goes live. We don't want to gut any bots. So obviously, this is one of those changes that they might revert it a bit because they don't know how far they've gone. They're not set on it, which I don't mind that. So we'll see. So it's put scouts no longer disable lock. So they've all lost that stun gun. Disables constantly. But all scouts now mirror the Chromia Fellback 3-second disable on a 5-second cooldown. Base range slightly increased. So it might be keeping back a bit maybe. I don't know. I always feel like scouts' problem is the speed. Not just the range. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe the backflip should be longer maybe. When they backflip and run ahead. Maybe it should backflip, stay back a bit, and then go forward a bit like longer, open, stay alive maybe. Just spitballing, but they need something, I think. So there's another big one. So Smokescreen and Breakneck, ability 11 no longer applies glass gas. But the execute for the 5 stars at 4 is at 50% at ability 11. Which means that once a build is down to half health, you can kill it with Smokescreen. So I feel like his utility is going to change. Rather than being the air raid, Smokescreen, destroying things in an area, he's going to be a bit spammy as in like finishing things off. So you could do damage to the MDS and then go bink, finish it off. Bink, finish it off. Instant damage, very quick. I think 50% is a bit too much for me personally. I tried it and it was just going bang, bang, bang. Very easy to take out the MDS. But, you know, I feel like a lot of these will make the game easier. But then we have better war effects. It makes it easier throughout the game, but when we have better war effects rather than the vanilla war effects we've got now. So, interesting. It also got the Tasmania Kid and Antagonist increase from 2 to 2+3. Don't think that's going to change much. Tracks and Cutthroat changed from 2+5 to 2+7. Me personally, I said I'd have had the initial cost increase. I think for 2 ability points, having that protection it was crazy for 2 ability points.
Yeah.
I would have rather had 4+4 or 5+5 like Minerva. Personally. I just feel like it's too easy to use Tracks and Minerva at the same time and give your bots pretty much unfilled ability. For 7 ability points. For the whole squad. Whereas it was 5+5, that's 10 ability points for Trax and Minerva. That's a lot of ability points to use.
Right.
Just more of a consequence for using it, maybe, but I don't know. And then Trailbreaker and Exhaust increased from 3+2 to 4+2. I mean, he was very good. I didn't really use him personally, but some people say he was very good for the cost, so he's been increased by 1. Then some fixes. We won't really go through the fixes. But yeah, there's been a lot of fixes there. I'll try and leave it on the screen so people can read it, and I'll scroll down. But so out of all them buffs, which ones do you think are like the ones that you're intrigued on, seeing how they are and using them and worried about even?
The one I'm most intrigued about seeing is obviously Ultra Magnus. I've been wanting him to be an actually good bot for a long time, simply because he's so big in lore. He's one of my favorites, just from the cartoon and the movie and all that kind of stuff. And I've always wanted him to be good, and he has not been good. Um, he was actually the first bot that when I was playing the game, the first event that I remember playing in was to get Ultra Magnus. And again, for those that never watched me before, this is the only mobile game I play. I've never played any other mobile games. I don't play games hardly ever. So I didn't realize a lot of things that I think is intuitive to gamers. I didn't know I could skip a cooldown. I didn't know I could rotate through different teams. I just kept changing my lineup every time after I used bots. Originally, there was a lot of stuff I did wrong. Um, yeah, so I remember trying to stay awake to wait for my cells to regenerate so I could play more to try to get Ultra Magnus, and I never even got him in that first one. I mean, I was new to the game. I didn't know what I was doing, didn't know how to do anything, but I remember I wanted Ultra Magnus. And yeah, so I'm excited about him being good. I'm most worried about the changes of Ruination. Um, I hope he's still good after all this. And overall, like some people have said in the chat, I'm mostly just worried about all this going in at one time.
Hmm.
I'm glad Dale's been doing all the checking, all the work, and all the whatever, but history's not on their side
Yeah.
when it comes to making even little changes and putting them on the live server. So I'm a bit nervous about that as well.
Yep. True. Enter the Ruination. Are you worried for wars or more for leveling?
Um, for wars, I think. Um, Leveling, whenever I level, whenever I'm power leveling bots, I use one bot and Ruination, and I just get Ruination to the HQ as quick as possible, destroy anything that can hit where the hollows will go, and then drop the hollows when it's clear. And then if I've got to fast forward a little longer because the combiner dies, but the hollows last longer to take down the HQ, then I'll just fast forward a little longer on power leveling. But in wars is where it really counts. And I don't know. I'm sure he'll be. I say I'm sure. I'm hoping he'll still be fine. Otherwise, we do have other combiner options we can
Yeah.
switch to if need to. Maybe the Omega Supreme change will be good. Um, who knows?
Yeah, I'm hoping they bring Comforton out quite soon as well.
Yeah.
Um, does 5-star tracks or 5-star cutthroat mean that they do have? No, because that's the Loud Kaiser, isn't it? Is Loud Kaiser complete now? It's 5-star combiner?
Um,
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. So let's just get Comforton out ASAP as an alternative. You got the Mega Supreme buff, like you said, it's another alternative. Volcanicus, I'm not too sure is 100% there yet. He hasn't gone through the
No.
changes in here. But I think he had a few changes, but I still think he needs a bit more to bring him up to where he needs to be. But there was some people saying like, "Oh, you don't have to use him." I don't know about that. I think they increased the range of the extinct, the big area where he stays protected in.
The meteor shower
Yeah, I
thing.
think they increased the range of that, and if he walks out of it, he still keeps it for a certain amount of time. So they have
Hmm.
increased his protection. But I just found it hard getting him in there in the first place because it takes so much damage very quickly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I tried using him and it seemed like he melted. So
yeah, so that'd be interesting to see. Um, but yeah, like I said, I'm intrigued to sort of see where these go really. Um, Me personally, I mean, the one I'm most disappointed in is Bluestreak. I understand it, I get it, but I used him, like I said, to help take out. I'm very much a smash person. I don't like support bots. But I very much use him as a support bot and to sort of smash to damage in an area and reduce HP and make it easier to sort of kill that cluster. So that's the one thing I'm worried about and a bit frustrated a bit about, but I get it. Excited wise, small screen as well. I'm a bit worried about, but I think I can utilize them some other way. Excited. What am I excited for? So think again. Computron. Very excited for Computron. Can't wait for that. Look forward to using him. The healers, obviously increasing healing. I quite like that. Firefly could be an interesting one. Oh, Chromia. Chromia's my one.
Yeah.
That's the one that I'm really looking forward to the most.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see her.
Yeah, I started leveling my 5-star in preparation for putting her in outposts and even using an attack. So my idea is that if I can't have Bluestreak, I'm going to try and use Chromia to put that glass gas down and then use Leo Prime as I did before. Same sort of ability points, but the range not as much. So it's gonna be interesting. It depends if people still keep the fire billboards as well. We don't know about that. I think a lot's going to change this patch. I really do.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see where it goes. I'm hoping it just creates some viable changes for everyone, basically, and some viable bots for people to use, like, especially people like yourself that have got every option going. I think that the most people that see this was the people with most level bots. So the top end players like yourself and the lower end players that sort of level all their bots equally, they'll have the best benefit from this, I feel like, obviously because the amount of changes to the buffs that's going on will be improving a lot of bots. Whereas I think those that have got the 8 bots leveled, and it's the Leo Prime, Optimus, Beachcomber, Bluestreak, they're the ones that are really going to struggle, I feel, from this and and not enjoy it. But